you're gonna wedge your clay. Try to wedge it 50 times. Or you can think of wedging for 1 minute straight without stopping. All right, when you're done, you're gonna pound it into a brick. You want this brick to be 9 inches. So here's a ruler. A little bit more. All right, so it is 9 inches. Now you're going to flatten it. Now this is going to lengthen it a little. I'm going to have to smash down the ends to get it back at 9 inches. If I push with my fist out the direction I want the clay to go, it'll move in that direction. Get it back into a brick shape, rectangular shape. Squish it with your fingers a little bit. So I've got it back down to 7 inches. And we're at 9 inches. So this is approximately just over 1 inch thick. Go for about 1 inches, but just over 1 inches will also work. Then you're going to bring that over to me at the slab roller. For the slab roller, I have the dial already turned to a 3/4, well, I have it at 1/2 inch. You're going to pull back one of these rolling mats. You're going to make sure that the mat is a little bit on the white table, maybe by 1 inch. Maybe 2 inches. Just needs to be on the white table. You're going to put your clay in the long side facing the rollers, short side facing the wheel. You're going to put the next sheet on top and let it push it through the rollers so that it's even with the other side. Then holding both of these together, you're going to give it a little push until you can feel it go up against the rollers. Don't touch the rollers. Then you're going to hold the clay on the back side and you're going to turn the wheel. After you turn it once, you can let go. Get your fingers away from the slab and the roller. And you're only turning the wheel the direction of the arrow. Never turn the wheel the opposite direction. At some point it'll stop going through. You can pull it out and you have your slide. So how do we get this back to our desk? We're gonna come over to the back of the room. Now these might be in a different place as I like to rearrange things, so just ask me if you can't find them. You need a canvas and you need a working board. These are nice. So I have my board and my canvas. Now I just washed these, so some of the sides are tangled. Just rip it apart. All right, I've got my canvas. There, I can just transfer the clay. Now you don't want to just yank it up. Clay has a memory, so you're gonna try and move it as little as possible. Okay, so an easy way to do this is to put your canvas on top. So that's what it looks like. You're gonna put one hand underneath, one hand on top, and you're just gonna flip it. Now you can take your clay over to your desk. Okay, over at the desk, we're gonna need a few tools. We're gonna need a small sponge, a needle tool, and a plastic rib, and a spray bottle. So most of the tools are here. Plastic rib, needle tool, sponge, and a spray bottle. Okay, what we're gonna do next is called compressing the clay. We're gonna get air bubbles out, and we're also getting the clay particles in alignment. It makes it easier to stretch and less likely to crack. See the cracks that you see here? We're gonna be pushing the clay together, compressing it, getting rid of those. So I sprayed it down. I'm gonna grab my rib. I'm gonna push with my fingers. You can see one side is a little beveled, the other side is flat. This is flat, it would lay flat on a table, and the other side is rounded and doesn't lay flat. You want the side that doesn't lay flat, the side that's rounded. You're gonna pinch it between your fingers so it curves a little bit, and you're gonna press pretty hard down on your clay. And you're gonna be looking for any air bubbles that come up to the surface. You can also see areas where it needs to be compressed. It looks like veining in a leaf. Now, if we're not seeing any air bubbles, then probably wedged it pretty good. But I see one right here. It's a big one. Just gonna pop it. You can go all the way through. Okay. I'm going to remove this workboard from underneath. Probably should have done that at the very beginning. And you'll see why in just a second. Okay, if I flip this over, well, you can't see it too much, but right here and here the clay is turned up where the wear board was underneath it. We're just gonna have to press the clay from this side. There's an air bubble here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're just gonna take one of these wear boards because it's easy and they're all cut nicely. And we're gonna use this as our template. Just place it on top. Now I've got the edge of it lined up so that the corner rests, doesn't go beyond the clay. And I'm gonna cut. Now it's hard to do this while I'm holding the phone, but I can figure it out. Okay, so I've cut this side. I'm gonna remove the wear board. Line it back up on the other side now so I can get a square edge. I just have this cut side line up and this cut side line up. There we go. All right, this is what you're gonna be using for your initial mask. All right, next we're gonna get some water. I've got little cups on the side of the sink. Your sponge. Rinse out your sponge, get it wet, but then squeeze it out, and you can go around your edges to smooth them out. We don't need to be concerned about the top of it, really. Okay, I have plastic wrap and it's all kind of laid out here together. You just need to get one piece of plastic wrap And when you return it, let's straighten it all out, just like it is now. All right, one piece of plastic wrap. You're gonna wrap your mask. The reason is because we don't want plaster getting in our clay. If you get plaster in your clay project will explode. Okay, so this is fully wrapped. All right, on our wear board, we need to get a plastic bag. Plastic bags are down here. You're going to put your wear board inside the plastic bag. Right, so my plastic bag, my wear board is inside the bag. Set the mask on top of the wear board. And I can see a little bit of plaster that fell onto my clay. I'm going to use my needle tool to get that off. Okay, we don't want this anywhere near our clay. That little piece of plaster. Gonna get it in the garbage. I'm lifting up my clay. I'm gonna set it onto the clay mask. So here's what it looks like from the top. You can see it started cracking a little bit. That just means I need to compress it and smooth it. So this next part is mostly gonna be smoothing. Smoothing and pinching. So first we'll start by pinching. Don't want to pinch too much. No, I don't mean too much. Too tightly, just gently. All right, you're going to continue around your mask, pinching. All right, so I could put one hand inside the mask. The other hand is pinching, pressing the clay. I can get sponge wet, and I can wipe and press at the same time. One hand always on the inside to protect your form. All right, so we've got the saran wrap over the clay, or over the plaster. We're gonna drape this on the inside. And you're gonna pinch, pinch, pinch until it conforms to fit the shape of your mask. Take a sponge, get it wet, rinse it out, squeeze it. You're gonna smooth, smooth, smooth. Now this is the time when we can do any design process. So you can cut away this top area if you want to make butterfly wings, or maybe have it look like a flower coming out the top. But this is the time to do it. You want to really make sure that you can press those eyes and the nose in. I'm gonna need to push those eyes in more than you think. looks like from the inside. We want our clay to dry out to the leather hard stage. So we are going to set it on top of our bag here, and we are going to loosely wrap it with plastic. Now this is our plastic bag. It's on top of the wear board. I'm just going to lift up the other side of the bag and loosely wrap it all the way around. And we'll take that and we will set it in our cubby. See, there's air can get in here. I'm gonna make sure that that is closed. If I can't close it, which I'm struggling to, I just need to wrap it underneath the piece. Like that. So it's loosely wrapped. Okay, your extra clay, what do we do with this? We are going to just rip it into pieces. And put it back in the bag. And you're going to spray it thoroughly with water. So sometimes if the spray bottle isn't working, I just squeeze the bottom a little bit. Or you close it off, squeeze. Try tightening the cap. The clay should look kind of drippy. And do not tie the bag closed. What you will do instead is make sure all the air is out. And you're going to twist it. And you set it on top of the twist. Like that.